Hello everyone, and welcome to my parents' house. This isn't a property tour, but all of this is ours, including the lake for the most part. There's a bend around the corner that we kind of cut off. We used to own all of that, but it got sold. Now we just kind of own this strip, and that's my brother's house and the garage that they work on cars in. My stepdad was a mechanic for like his entire life and would build race cars and essentially drag race, and that is how he got so much money. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I just came from all the way up there working with my horse and he's trying to kill me. Front yard, it looks really nice. This is probably the third time I'm recording this entire house tour because I just want to make it cut and dry and pretty easy to understand for me to edit. Hello. Welcome to my parents' house. As you can see, we have the porch. This railing is fairly new. It's a little messy right now, but any house that's actually lived in is. Down there is where we grill and eat, and down here is where you sit and eat. This is Diesel. He's a Great Dane. You open the door with the super secret passcode, and you enter into this hallway. I guess this is the equivalent of a mudroom, and there is this pink staircase that goes up here, and as you'll see, everything is pink if you're not here from TikTok. These lights, just flipped on the outside lights. There's outside lights on the porch too. I'm sorry, this is all over the place. These lights just got installed too, and they're really bright. This is the bathroom that has a speaker in it that I was confused as to. I don't know why there's a trash bag in here either, but the reason I was confused about a speaker being in here is literally there's no shower. I mean, you could take a wicked mad shit, so that's fine. This is also my old cabinet, and I'm so sorry, but it is a mess. Like, why do I have a little rubber rat? I don't know what the hell's going on with that thing. And there's some Indian stuff because I am partially Native American. So where should we go first? Up the steps, forward, or down that hallway? Vote in the comments below. Oh, you chose go upstairs. Let's go up the steps. You will pass some artwork that my mother has done, some artwork that we bought, and some artwork I have done. You come up and you see the gorgeous house from the upstairs. And yes, it's not meant to have a railing. My stepdad didn't want it that way, so that's how it is. And yes, I do hang off the thing. So scary. It is kind of scary. Woo! Woo! There you go. That's my show of strength for the day. Oh, sorry. Hi. You have your wonderful vaulted ceiling, a nice view of my brother's buck, the very expensive fan and lights. There's also another light up here that I used to use for a night light. These two are good for movie lights. That one and these rows of blinders that we call them are great for playing pool. Oh right, the pool table's downstairs in the basement. I'll show you that later. You can see pretty much the entire house from up here, besides the entranceway and into my parents' bedroom. So it's really optimal for if someone breaks in and you need to attack them. That was honestly what I always thought because I was a very paranoid little 13-year-old. I would love to say that I sat up on these rafters or that we like swung on them and stuff like that, but only my brother can reach from this to this one and not be overstretching his arms and fall to his death. But if I tried to, I would fall to my death, so we're not gonna do that. This is not the couch the drunk people used to jump on. No, this is brand new. This one is probably still being paid on, and it's a wonderful, lovely couch. And the couch in here before that, it was an awful couch. It was a couch my stepdad's wife picked out when they were married, and it was horrendous and it was falling apart. And a drunk kid jumped from here onto it, busting out the supports, so it just kind of sunk. And it was all around awful. There's the TV, a bunch of family pictures. I almost just stepped off and fell to my death. And that's how easy it is to die when you're on this balcony. Now imagine, we had massive parties here. Massive parties. Me being young, I didn't start drinking until everyone left. So I would be drunk alone in my room or with college friends, and we would be stumbling all around here, trying to not die. And here's the bathroom. I will show you that in a second. To your right is the first bedroom. This is my original bedroom that I slept in. This was my brother Kyle's room. It had a bunch of knives. It came with this knife, which I appreciated because, again, I was a very paranoid little 13-year-old. Demons hid back here. A lot of people said you should have turned that into a cool little hideout area. What I failed to mention is that I'm a hoarder. So, obviously, that was stacked full. And now, everything is in boxes because none of this fits in my house. Welcome to hoarders. We also have this little demon closet over here, which is smaller than the one on the other side. And again, I'm a hoarder. Here are all my things. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say it, but obviously I'm a hoarder. And here is the closet I used to own. And yes, the drawers are full, and yes, these are all my clothes, and no, I cannot foresee myself parting with them for whatever reason, even though they're covered in mouse feces. So, please help. Maybe someday I will receive the help I need. I don't know what is wrong with me. It's probably from moving several times as a child. Don't you love how the closet doesn't close? Doesn't that just create such an amount of fear in yourself? Like triggers fight or flight responses immediately, just that, right? Now you understand my pain. Let us focus our attention on the hole in the ceiling. So my phone is on 60 FPS, but I have motion steady on, so like if I'm shaking, it's not too terrible. Because a lot of people got motion sick from my TikTok, sorry. It's because I have my camera ramped up so high. I need to show the people of TikTok that there wasn't a face. Or maybe there was. For some reason, I can't zoom in or out while Super Steady is on, so I'll have to do it in editing. Now I'm trying to get, let's see, at this angle. Okay, that's a little creepy. I don't see the thing. I'm terrified that there's gonna be a person peek their frickin' head out right now. The face you may or may not be seeing, I'm sorry to disappoint, is just boxes. There's just tons of boxes up there. And if I had something to stand on, obviously I do, but I'm not dragging everything out, I would show you that that goes all the way from this bedroom to that bedroom. And my brother, being the psychopath he was, would crawl from his bedroom to mine to come in here and flip my bed, which was over here, to wake me up. Thanks, Ryan. So, that was my childhood. So when I wonder about demons, one of them was just my brother, actually. What also would suck, not being ungrateful again, maybe complaining. Yes, it's something small to complain about, but those cracks. Do you see these cracks in the walls? Those lead outside. This is a true log cabin. It's not wood paneling. Some of the walls right here, you might see any of the walls that are in between walls are wood paneling. Isn't that scary as well? I used to peek out this to see if anyone was staring at me. Why was I so suspicious as a child? I was like, oh my God, who's out there? Also just for creeping to see who was coming out of my brother's room. But these are wood paneling, and maybe even these. But those, actual wooden logs that go outside. So if it's really cold at night and the breeze is hitting the house, the breeze is coming in the house. And that kind of sucked. And also, it's not just because the window frames aren't done that bugs come inside. It's because you're in a log cabin. Your cabin cracks apart, needs sealed with caulking, and little bugs can fit through holes like that. In fact, I used to hear bees boring their way through the wood, which is why you end up getting more bee traps, because they will come into your house. Speaking of bees in your house, Honeybees like to come out of this hole sometimes. Hole? It's a light, but it's definitely a hole. I don't know where it leads, and I don't know how honeybees get up in there. But honeybees, yes, would fly out of this in droves and try to escape out the window. And I was like, how did you get in there in the first place? Just go out the same way you came in. Crazies? And I would have to let them out because I love honeybees and I don't want to hurt them. On the other hand, the wasps that were hunting the honeybees would go up here, and you would just see black lines on both sides of just wasps and maybe the occasional honeybee and regular flies. So that was horrifying to see when you looked up. Now, I would show you more of this area, but as you can see, all of my items are here. I'll show you this half of the room in the other room because it's just a mirror of this room. There are 3 of these magnificent fans in the house that I have clearly ruined with stickers. And each one of these fans apparently were $500. And that was some point that I always asked about how expensive this house was. I never lived in a house like this before. When I moved here, I was 13, going into high school. And I had never seen or been in a house this big, let alone lived in it. And I had just come from, maybe 2 years of not being homeless. So very expensive things. I asked about everything, like every single light, every single fan, every single stainless steel appliance I got the prices of, and I don't remember all of it, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's stop in the bathroom. As you may have noticed, everyone here are avid deer hunters. Everything is deer, and I wasn't allowed to change anything. Honestly, my family, when we moved in, me and my mom, that's my family, weren't allowed to do mostly anything. My mom even wanted to make window frames, but it's a man thing, so if you're so bored, maybe you should fix it, or you should put some input, or you should do the thing, or build your own log cabin. I'm like, dude, calm the fuck down. Here's my lovely shower and the creepy little hole that I used to hide in. My wonderful mirror that I dyed my hair in a million times. As you can see, there are dye stains up there, and we don't talk about it because we don't want my stepdad to know. He doesn't come up here much. So, yeah, there you go. Cabinets. It's pretty good size. Bathroom. I kind of like it. I miss having a bathroom this big. My bathroom can barely fit 2 people in it. Now we head over to the other room. Brace yourselves. It is awful just because I'm a mess of a human. This is my old bedroom whenever I moved over here. That was my original old bedroom. When my other brother moved out, my parents forced me to move over here because every step you take, you can hear below you because the floors are like this thin. Also, there's so many stains on this floor because my mother's old dog used to come up here and just pee, and it doesn't matter how much you scrub it, it still stays yellow. As you can see right off the bat, as a kid, I was not very organized. This side of the room has been fixed up by me recently. This side of the room I'm a little frightened to touch. Here is my keyboard, my corners, my all this stuff, and my bed was over here. I had a futon that went here, that sometimes I went here, and my TV was on the floor right there. And my crawl space got significantly larger on this side of the house. Oh my god! I wondered what I put my foot on, and it's a dead mouse. Oh my god, I gotta go wash my foot. I knew I wanted to wear shoes. I felt like sharpness. I don't want to talk about it. I'm telling you, I loved this house, okay? I'm not complaining. I'm not being ungrateful. I honestly would say yes, I was spoiled by living in such a nice big house, but God, there's just some things. I tried to pull out a pair of shoes to wear, and I threw them on the ground, and just a bunch of mouse shit came flying out. Look, Watch this. Hi, Willow. I will walk outside on the shit and piss before I want to walk in mouse shit and piss. And I will risk stepping on a bee, stepping on literally anything disgusting before wanting to step on a dead mouse, okay, and before wanting to wear mouse shit on my feet. Guys, I know some people have it worse. I know people are living with mice in sewers with human shit. It's just stuff you don't expect when you live in a house, and I'm not defending myself anymore, so okay, here we go. I'm gonna show you guys something that is immensely creepy. When you just round this corner and there's a dark bathroom crack staring at you, it is the most terrifying thing to me sometimes. Demons. Terrifying. And because I was scared of the demons and people looking at me, I put a curtain up. But it frightens me, even to this day, because anytime you move doors, the air makes it move and just makes it look like it's breathing. And then sometimes it would just do it for no reason. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's a big drafty house. Makes sense. But sometimes it still scares you. And I even had a curtain up over this hole because it was scary. And my head was right here in bed. And you would just stare down this deep hole. And it's very uncomfortable. Imagine trying to sleep like this. That is how I tried to sleep for years. And then I put a curtain up. Fixed it. Now we're going to head back downstairs where it's more lived in and there's less mice and less bugs and less things that make me disgusted. We will head into this side room. There is a closet here. This happens to be the workout, storage, horses, and office room. I slept in this room for quite a few years. I would honestly say maybe 2 years. Oh, a spider web. Because I was too scared to sleep upstairs. Maybe it was because I was used to sleeping in small houses and small rooms and not having that much space. But it felt more comfortable. It's a lot more square, less angular, less room for demons to hide. And my bed went right up there. And it was very nice. And it stays a lot cooler down here. Here are a bunch of trophies and plaques and stuff that my mom and I have earned. My brother's class of 2010, Hemi, cornhole boards and bags, and of course the Harley Davidson one because they all ride Harleys. I'm stepping on some sort of plastic. I don't know what it's for. This computer hasn't been used in a long time. And funny story about this. My brother, who used to have massive parties here, as I have said, would get so drunk he would just pee in random areas. And you may think, oh, he peed on the printer. How funny, haha. No, that is not what happened. Above this printer is the closet to the bedroom. How do I know? Well, my brother decided to pee in a cup in his closet. Why? We don't know. When the pee cup fell over, created a perfect stream down onto the printer and onto everything on this desk, splashing all over everything, completely ruining the printer. And that is why we had to get another printer. Why do we still have this one? No one knows. Maybe my other parts of my family hoard too. And now finally, what you've probably all been waiting for. This is the living room.
This is why Mom doesn't fucking love you!
I hate to disappoint, but it is not that house. It really isn't the house. And I know it looks like it, but it's not. As a young kid moving here, all I did was ask questions about this house. Like how much it cost, how much each thing cost, because I wasn't used to seeing nice, big, expensive houses. It just wasn't something I grew up with. Anyhow, yes, nice, tall, high ceilings and angularness is very common with a cabin, as are deer and deer heads, to be expected. I also got told I sound like Dora a lot when I was like, and there's a ceiling all the way up there. Like, I hear it now and I can't not hear it, and I wish I didn't. Here's the fireplace. Let's just move along. Here's the fireplace. It's been out of commission for a while because I think the brick is going bad inside, so it might just need redone or whatever, but it just hasn't been used in a minute. But I used to sit up there in the corner, perching and staring at the fire, drawing, doing whatever. The living room is wonderful. It's large, it's open. Here is the immaculate kitchen. It's honestly massive for a kitchen. Everything is stainless steel, and this is a glass top stove, which I never had in my life, and everything's pink, as usual. I think when I asked about it, because I asked about everything, I had never seen so many expensive things in one place. I think he said that the price of the kitchen alone was $30,000, and that is a ton. Is there, if you want to peek in their fridge. So people wondering how much the house is, I don't know. I literally could not tell you. When we moved in, there were cans of stuff in here from decades before. Not even kidding. They were so old, and we had to like help this man survive. You got your double ovens, you got your big microwave, you got your thing, and your glass stovetop. Just a thing, you know, can't tell you what it is. And there's a lot of cabinets, and each one of them has at least one thing in them, but half of them don't get used. And these brand new lights that are so bright, and I'm not used to it because there used to just be holes in the ceiling where the lights would hang out of, and now there's these massive freaking LED looking lights, and there's even one over the sink. I don't know why you would need it because it's so bright, but there you go. And now it's so bright in here that you can see into the future. And it will probably never be up for sale, but if we ever decide to throw a crazy rager again, I will invite you all. My mom has a nice wine fridge. This is pretty new. It's really nice. And sometimes I just come here and I take alcohol and it's mine, and then I take it home. Here's a nice horseshoe crab from North Carolina, and there's some pictures. And that's me and my horse's sire. And obviously this house is super lived in. There's been lots of dogs, lots of kids, lots of people, lots of parties. So it's never perfectly as clean as when my mom and I moved in, because my stepdad obviously lived alone, and when you're one person in a massive house, the house tends to stay pretty clean besides the bugs and stuff, and you don't have like dogs to ruin it. So we've definitely destroyed this house, but it makes it home. And I think that's all that matters. As we come down this little walkway, you pass the basement. I always get scared that I'm gonna open that door and there's just gonna be just a human crawling real fast up these steps. Can you imagine that? Can I edit that in? And then this is the master bedroom. The second set of doors to nothing are in here. And there's their TV. They have a big speaker system in here, and I don't know why, because they never listen to music in here. This is their closet. It's a nice, gorgeous walk-in closet. My mother now keeps all of her clothes from 100 years ago in here. Sorry, Mom, I know you're not that old. I love you. There's a little nice corner shelf with some gargoyles. That's my mom's favorite. And Wizard. It's also my mom's favorite. And dragons, you know. And here is the wonderful bathroom. The nice pink jet tub, which is glorious, and maybe one day in my life I'll be rich enough to own a nice big tub like this. The pink countertops, the wonderful massive like medicine cabinet. What do you call that? Medicine cabinet, mirrors, like they do this and they open, and there you go, there's your stuff, and then they close. I don't know. Here's your shower, pink of course, and it slides open. You got your shower, and then around the corner is your toilet. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, anytime I need to use the bathroom, I come to this toilet instead of the guest toilet. So, sorry, parents. Last but not least, I will take you into the creepy basement where I am currently washing clothes. And they have also these nice little curving steps. And none of these lights work besides one way over there. So here is the laundry room. This light works. There's a lot of storage. There's my blanket. I've been wondering where it is for a long time. I never noticed, not even when I was just doing laundry. I currently don't have a washer or dryer in my house. There's also a bathroom down here. It's not really used, but this is where Mason used to go to poop because he's really poop shy. And he would come down here and he would smoke and poop. And that is how we dated for 3 years. He would literally just go downstairs to poop and smoke. There used to be a TV right here. And let me tell you how freaky it is when you're coming down the steps and you can see your reflection in the TV and you're just waiting to see someone else's reflection pop up. Whew. My mom has effectively turned the basement into a woodworking shop. And I actually have a surprise for you guys in that room. Not that room. That is just an L-bend and it's just more wood, honestly. So this is the woodworking area. This was supposed to be a second living room, as you can see. I was actually going to move down here and that never happened. We were also supposed to set the pool table up down here and it was supposed to be awesome, but we just have not gotten to that, as we have not gotten to a lot of things. And I guess I can't say we anymore because I don't live here anymore. And it's not like we were doing anything anyway. So that was supposed to be an exercise room in there. Here's the basement. Just a pretty typical basement. Now, here is the garage. Brace yourselves. My stepdad has something that he wanted for his entire life in here and worked really hard to get a couple years ago, and then it kind of broke, and then he had a custom motor built for it. Can you guess what it is? And put into it, and now it is in perfect running condition. This just so happens to be a 1955 Ford. I don't know much about it other than that. And this is the other side. This is obviously kind of reserved for pool items for whatever reason. And then down here is where all the, oh God, I'm so scared to open this door every time. Water heating. It's very cold down here. Furnace, and, you know, random storage that you would keep down here. There's my crutches from when I broke my foot. Oh, the spiders. And there you have it. That's my stepdad's home. My mom decided to put a fire pit there, and I used to have a trampoline right here. And yeah, we definitely should have put it outside the doors of death and jumped onto it. And now we have made it back to the front porch.